Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joyofbaking.com. Today we're going to make cream-filled strawberries. This is a delicious and unique way to serve fresh strawberries. You could serve them for dessert, or they're really nice as part of a buffet. So what we need to do is you want really nice looking strawberries, fresh strawberries that are at their prime. So you want a really good tasting strawberry. And we want them to sit flat because we're going to fill them with the kind of a whipped cream and pipe it in, so you want them to really sit nice. If you find that they're a little wobbly, you could just cut off the green part on the bottom. But when you're buying them, just kind of go through the package and see if they're going to be a nice looking one like this. And then take a sharp knife and we're going to just make two cuts like an X. Now you don't want to cut right through. You want to just cut almost down to the bottom of the strawberry. Because as you can see, you want it to be able to pull it apart like this, kind of like a flower. If you cut it all the way through, of course, it's just going to fall apart. So that's what you're looking for. And then just do that with all your strawberries. And then we'll make the cream, the whipped cream. So in a bowl, you could use an electric hand mixer like I'm going to do here. You could do it by hand, or you could even use your stand mixer. So what we need first is 1/3 cup, that's 80 milliliters of mascarpone cheese. Now that's like it's really rich and buttery sweet, kind of a mild flavor. It's kind of like a thick cream cheese. Actually, if you can't find mascarpone, you could use cream cheese. I find I can just buy this. You can find it in like the deli section of your grocery store, or specialty food stores will have it. And it's usually sold in just these little small tubs. So you need about 1/3 cup. And you can just take it cold right from the refrigerator. See, as you can see, it's like really thick. It's quite rich, really nice flavor. And then to that, we're going to also add 1/3 cup, 80 milliliters of heavy whipping cream. And that's cream with about a 35 to 40% butterfat content. So depending on where you live, it may be called something different. But the cream you're looking for is when you beat it, it will hold stiff peaks. So then just add that. And then I'm going to add, now you can vary the sweetness depending on, say, your strawberries and then how sweet you like your cream. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons. You can always taste it and add a little more. Or if your strawberries are really sweet, you might even want to use less than that. And then just a little flavoring, 1/2 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And then all I'm going to do is just beat this just until it's nice and thick. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. Just nice thick cream. We want to pipe it so it's thick enough to pipe. Now, if you kind of over whipped it, you could just add a little more cream and then just whip it a little more until you get the right consistency. And then just taste it. Okay, that's about right, I think, for the sweetness. As you can see, this is a really simple recipe, and it tastes so good. And you know, if you're doing a buffet like some people do, like chocolate dipped strawberries, this is kind of on the same theme as that. You could actually have both, but it's a really nice way to serve fresh strawberries. So I'm just putting this in a piping bag. Now I'm using just a plastic disposable one. If you didn't have a piping bag, you just use like a regular plastic bag and cut the end off. And what I'm using here is a star tip. You could use any type you want. I kind of like the design, how it looks, the strawberry looks. I'll show you when I pipe it. So just put your cream in and then push it down. You want to get all the air out, and then just turn it. Hold it in your hand and just make sure, see, it comes down to the end like that. So move that out of the way. So you hold it in one hand and use your other hand to guide. So everything out of the way. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to hold, like I said, you want to just push back the petals, so to speak, of your strawberry, and just put your nozzle in there and then just pipe. Even pressure, and slowly raise your tip like that. That look pretty? Kind of looks like a flower. Now you could do this just before serving, or like I said, if you're doing this for like a buffet, I like to do is do them earlier in the day and then just cover them and put them in the refrigerator. And you can up or down this recipe. You could like make a cup and then just use a cup of cream and a cup of your mascarpone and a little sugar. So I mean, if you were having a large buffet, you could make really lots of these. So simple enough. Cream-filled fresh strawberries. So until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com.